Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the Get With the Eye here, and I'm reacting to a video that Jason Lanier made, and basically he was talking about the 10 reasons why the art of photography was being lost, and he gave some of his insight on how we could get it back. Now, I thought it was a very informative video, so the entire video and what I'm reacting to and the points that I'm going to make, just watch his video down below so that way you get the full context of everything and you can see his point of view. But I wanted to give my side of it to really see if he hit a mark or if he was kind of off with it. But I really do respect a lot what Jason does. He brings a lot of great insight to the world. And, let's just dive into it and let me give you some of my insight, maybe help you out with this situation. So don't mind me, I'm going to be referencing notes I made throughout this video. But Jason Lanier is basically saying that the art of photography was being lost or has been lost due to technology improving, due to it being 2016, social media, everyone's got cell phones, all that kind of stuff. But he breaks it down a lot more in that video. But one of the first points he makes, and it's how to get everything back, is that digital manipulation, and he was kind of talking from a print competition type of background, that a lot of digital manipulation and composites that are really more composite heavy than just, you're doing, are taking over the market. And to an extent, I guess I agree. I don't see it a ton because I don't do a lot of print competitions and everything like that. I kind of don't really care about them. I do see that he has a point that a lot of things have been, and he'll even reference that, you'll take a picture of a model, but the background's not going to look good. You'll take a sky that was from New York, and it just isn't really natural at all. Instead of getting it right in camera, or getting it mostly right and using a flash or some kind of off-camera lighting. So I think he does have a point that digital manipulation has been taking over a little bit, but I still think maybe it's a little bit of an exaggeration. But maybe if you're into that specific thing, that's what it is. Then he also says that a lot of things are being over photoshopped, but I do tend to agree. And I don't really think it's for the professional market. I think it's really the hobbyist and the amateur really just getting into it, as they haven't really learned everything yet. Of course, it's being over photoshopped, but I do see, Jason, that you have a point there, but I just don't know if that's huge, but so be it. This next point I actually highly agree with, and this is something that I've said in a ton of my videos, and even some of my sarcastic videos like Lies Bad Photographer Says, and that is the inability or the not willing to do so of learning the fundamentals of photography and not, as he put it, giving a damn about your work. You don't yearn for learning or mastering light. You just really try and just get things done the easy way. You claim you're a natural light photographer. You don't want to learn anything. You don't take time to master the craft or ask for real money. And I 1,100% agree. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we are losing in this art of photography. So I think Jason's got a key point on this one. And it's true. There are a ton of people not asking enough for whatever events that they're doing, be it portraits, events, weddings, or anything. They're really underselling themselves and underselling the art. So I do see that's pretty much one of the common trends, but there is a lot of excuses in this world. Now, you don't have to learn light. I mean, you don't have to learn off-camera flash. If you could do things with continuous lighting and know how to move shadows and everything, that's absolutely fine. But I do agree that there should be more of an understanding for lighting all around, and definitely going back and looking at history and even some paintings. Even though it might seem boring, look at Rembrandt. You'll see a lot of common trends to what's today and a lot of the professionals who are making big buku bucks. And it's just people who care about their lighting and everything. Like example, Peter Hurley really kind of started the triangle box kino, or the triangle kino flow look in the eyes and the catch lights and everything, and it catches on, and he makes like 5,000 if not more per headshot. So I do agree. There has to be more of a yearn to want to master your craft. And another thing he brought up was bad workshops and people that run them, and meaning that there's a lot of inexperienced people or people that really aren't out there, full-time professionals, everything, giving workshops and giving bad information. And that I do tend to agree as well. When I first started, I went to a couple workshops because I saw some ads on Facebook or something, and I didn't know anything about the industry then. And, I went to them, and it's really just the same regurgitated crap that's there every single time, and there was really no insight. You gotta trust their work. You gotta trust who's qualified. You gotta trust whoever kind of fits your style and everything that goes into it. So whoever you're trying to take the workshop from, and he says this in his video, really check out their portfolio, their website, their line of work, if they do YouTube, wherever they're at online, and see if it lines up to what you want to do. Don't just do it because a Facebook ad tells you to do it, because it's an ad. It doesn't mean anything, and people can still buy followers and likes. Probably the second biggest one that I think he brought up was that photographers don't help each other out enough, and that is in the industry all over. It's photographers, really kind of any creative. He says, it's this fear of competition, and that's what it is. It's stupid if, you really respect a photographer from Hawaii or Alaska. I know, random, but I'm not competing with you, or you're not competing with me. We're not in the same market. And even if I'm a Philadelphia photographer and you're only New York based, what the hell is the difference? What's the matter? And if you really, so I think that fear comes from not trusting your own work, and you get scared, and maybe you're just not confident enough in yourself of what you're shooting that you're going to outshoot this other person. So I do find that there's the fear of that, and then it's the hatred of mentoring the youth, that it's becoming annoying. And with a lot of things out there, and even having a YouTube channel, and I get it on a lower scale compared to the 100,000, 300,000, 500,000 channels on YouTube, there are a lot of people that want help, younger photographers, even people in their 40s and 50s just getting into it, and they want to know how to do things. They want to know how to run their business. They want to know about gear, and I love answering those questions. So that's something to me that I take really passionately, because I love to help if I can and to inspire anyone of any age that I can. But there is that hatred of not wanting to help the youth because we're the old and this is annoying mentality is unfortunately out there. And he didn't really phrase it this way, but I say the smartphone Instagram genre. And he says if you take a pic of someone, like a snapshot, and it looks something like you normally take from your phone, you're doing it wrong trying to take something better. And I do agree, but then there's a point to where if you're a photographer, you have the eye for something, you know what you're doing, if you could take a phenomenal shot with your phone, be it whatever it is, it doesn't matter what, I really do like to believe that the best camera is the one you have with you. Chase Jarvis saying from a long time ago, because I do agree. I do carry my cell phone a lot more. I am more cognizant now, and I'll carry around my Sony a6300, but I've taken some amazing stuff with my phone. I mean, even that photo right there was taken with an iPhone 4 or 4S, and be it that's only an 8x10, but it blew up pretty well for this little size of that sensor. You could do a lot out there. So I don't fully agree with that, what Jason was saying. I do agree that if it looks like a snapshot, try something else. But because it involves a smartphone anymore, I don't think that that's a valid enough reason to write it off. It's 2016 though, we gotta get over that trend a little bit. It's great to have a proper camera, DSLR mirrorless, but it's also better to have something than nothing. And if that's what you have and you can make art with it, do it. And really, it kind of ends with like 2 points, and it's learning from great teachers, which ties in with the other one with the bad workshops and everything. And then he has something which I know he doesn't mean as probably, spiteful or anything to most of the YouTube channels or anything out there, but his was learn from essentially photographers, real photographers, not talking heads, and he kind of mentioned YouTubers. And I know the angry guy he's talking about, but that is kind of an overstatement though, so I don't necessarily agree. I just know who you're referring to, and I get it, because there's been the clashing of heads between you guys. But that statement is a little bold, because there are a lot of people out there, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I am by far not a master whatsoever of photography, but building a business from the ground up and sharing it, I get to try and help someone who's maybe doing the same thing, or someone just coming in as well. So be it I don't have 20 years of experience behind me, maybe only a couple years, doesn't mean that someone like me should get written off, or maybe it's someone who has 100,000 subscribers or anything. But I do know who you mean. I do semi-agree in that regard. I just feel that that's a bit bold for what it is right now, and to the abundance of knowledge and mindset and the knowledge that someone can give, and you will connect with someone else who shares a similar viewpoint on something, and maybe they click and connect and everything. And that's why I think that the knowledge on YouTube, blogs and everything has gotten phenomenally better. Yes, it's definitely become more saturated, but it's definitely something that it's a blessing to have. So I think it's more worthwhile than that. I wish he didn't make that statement, because I don't agree, but I know who he was referring to. So like I said, check out Jason's video down below in the comments. And once again, he was commenting on the 10 reasons of like how the art of photography is being lost and how to get it back. So I know this was kind of a longer video, but I felt it was an important one to make, because he makes a lot of great points in this. As I said, some are a little overstated, but what do you think? Let me know down in the comments below if you stuck around. Also, give this a quick thumbs up. What do you think is being lost in the art of photography, and how do we get it back? Do you agree with any of the points that he made from his video if you watch that, or any of the points that I commented on? Let me know down below. Is the art of photography really being lost in 2016? Or is it overstated? Or does he have a great point all along? Let me know down below.